Girls Event for inviting me to share my story with you as part of International Women's Day 2019. So, okay, what is one thing that life threw up at me where I had to sink or swim? Oh my goodness. Do you know, the one thing I have to say is that life has thrown up many things where I think I've had to sink or swim, and I've had to change my approach many, many times. There's been lots of situations, good and challenging, that have made me decide to reinvent myself over and over again. I think one of the first ones was when my mother was diagnosed with a brain tumour when I was 8 years old. And that was very turbulent for me and my family, and the reactions and the responses that I had to that. And I grew up as a young woman and a young child holding on to the grief and the emotions surrounding the fear of losing my mum, the fear of losing myself, the fear of losing my family, and what that meant for me. I think that was probably one of the most challenging things that I've ever had to face and had the most longevity. Following that one, I would have to share with you that I had chronic fatigue syndrome as well when I was in my 20s. And I had recently decided that I was going to probably leave university as well. And that was one of the best decisions I'd ever made. So challenging times all around, but very rewarding, because with each challenge that I've faced, I have reinvented myself over and over again to be the person that I am now. And without those challenges, I never would have been able to navigate the emotions that I experienced. I never would have been able to become resilient. I never would have been able to experience such depth of understanding of life and my own strength and the support circle of love and strength that I have around me, and also my own support circle, you know, who I become most when I need myself the most, and what that means to me and how I show up for myself each time. I think the most recent situation that has come into my life was when I became a mum myself, and that has been one of the most life-changing situations I've encountered so far, and that was in my 30s. And when I became a mum, I realised that I still had dreams of success that I wanted to explore for myself, and I wasn't ready to live my version of success and my success stories through the lives of my children. I wanted to experience success in my own right, and up until the point of being a mum and wanting to really understand who I was in this world and be an incredible role model for my boys, I think I had been safe. I'd been comfortable. I'd been living inside this zone of what I knew, and I hadn't wanted to reach outside of this challenge zone that I'd set myself, because there was really no need to, until I brought life into this world. And I realized that in order for my boys to live the most extraordinary life, they needed to have incredible role models in their lives to look up to be taught by, to show them that they can be, do, and have anything that they want to. So in order to live a life they love and deserved, I needed to start doing the same, and that's exactly what I did. So I wanted to be the type of mother who would be able to tell a younger version of herself that no matter how challenging a situation was, she knew exactly who she was at any given point, and in order to stay true to who she was able to step outside of the comfort zone she had created for herself and be her bravest self at every turn, and take on every challenge with grace and ease and courage, knowing that every single challenge was an opportunity to become greater at something that she just hadn't experienced yet. So in order for my boys to know that, I needed to experience that, and I needed to show them that I could tell them that that was true, because that is what I had experienced. So the work I now do as a result of having my children was step into the arena of becoming a coach. So when my second son was born and I was on parental leave, I began a coaching practice, and I studied to become an internationally accredited coach, which is something I had always wanted to do. I'd always wanted to be of service to others. I'd always wanted to help them find their way in the world by being the very best version of themselves. And so I got my qualification. I worked within the parameters that I could whilst I was raising 2 children and being a wife. And I set up my practice. I had a few wobbles along the way, which is quite natural, and I'm glad that I did, because it set me on my path to understanding that this truly is what I want to do and who I want to be. And now I have a very successful coaching practice 3 years down the line. We've moved countries a couple of times, from the UK to New Zealand. Now we're in Australia, and my business is going strong, and it allows me to be the mother that I want to be at home flexibly with my children. It allows me to be the wife that I want to be at home, being present with my family. And it allows me to be in alignment with the values of the woman that I want to become, and I am becoming, by consistently serving the women of the world, by supporting them to become the people that they are meant to be, and role modeling for them who they can be by being the very best version of myself. So, is there anything I would like to say to young women across the world? Absolutely. Gosh, every time you doubt yourself, it's perfectly natural. I understand, I've been there. I think every single one of us does. Feel comfort in that. Yet, don't sit in the doubt for too long, because doubt is actually just a reminder that this is an experience you haven't yet experienced. And if it's in alignment with who you are and the values that you have created for yourself, and you feel within your intuition and your instincts that this is something that you want to explore, you have no reason to doubt yourself. You'll be supported, protected, and encouraged every single step of the way. Believe in yourself, trust yourself, and have confidence that whatever experience, whatever opportunity presents itself, regardless of the doubts, you have it within you to get to where you need to be, because failure doesn't exist. Opportunities certainly do, and you have got what it takes to get you where you want to be. Every experience leads you one step closer to owning who you are and experiencing even more of what life has to offer, and that cannot be classed as a failure. So don't doubt yourself, don't believe in failures, believe in yourself, and you'll get exactly where you need to be.